From bagging 3 heavyweight titles to now going for the 4th, here's why Oleksandr Usyk really wants to fight Tyson Fury. But what's the big deal about the fight?
People do these sports for different reasons. Vladimir clearly does it because he loves it. It's not a money thing for Vlad because he's already a multi. And it's not a quick flash in the pan, something he's interested in, a hobby, because he's doing it until he's 40.
Isn't it just going to be a regular match? Absolutely not. Usyk and Fury are 2 of the best boxers the sport has to offer. They've both built up huge names for themselves. The Gypsy King has a perfect record: 33 wins, 1 draw, and 0 losses. He's also the reigning WBC and ring heavyweight champion. Not to mention, he's also considered to be one of the greatest heavyweight boxers ever, and is an unstoppable force in the ring. Fury is also named the 2nd best active boxer pound for pound by BoxRec. But then there's Usyk, who's one of the greatest Ukrainian boxers of all time. The man's on a 20-fight winning streak, 13 of which were knockouts, and is yet to be put down. Will Fury be the one to do the job? Besides that perfect record, he's also one of only 3 boxers, joining Evander Holyfield and David Haye, to unify the cruiserweight world titles and become a world heavyweight champion. That's huge. He's also won multiple world championships in 2 weight classes, holding the unified WBA, IBF, and WBO heavyweight titles since 2021. He's also held the Ring Magazine heavyweight title to his name since 2022. Usyk's also been described as being like the Joker in the ring. I mean, I know Fury's a big deal, but he better not let his guard down unless he wants a blemish on his perfect record. So, when will the 2 finally step into the ring?
Look at it! 15-stone little midget beat a bodybuilder. Well, I ain't a bodybuilder, sucker. I'm gonna write you off.
The long-awaited clash between the 2 monsters is one everyone wants to see, and it's left fans hanging for a long time, while negotiations were still in progress. The bout was initially going to take place in early March 2023, but according to Fury's promoter Frank Warren, the clash will now take place in late April, more specifically the 29th of April. As for the venue, the first ever 4-belt heavyweight unification was first supposed to be held in Saudi Arabia, but as discussions went on, the promoters struggled to reach a deal with the state and decided to shift their focus to the UK. They have now settled on Wembley Stadium in London as the stage. The arena has previously hosted Fury's all-British clash with Dylan White and several of Anthony Joshua's world title fights. The clash between the 2 will be one of the biggest heavyweight fights of all time, with Fury defending the WBC heavyweight championship and Usyk the WBA, IBF, and WBO belts. All that gold is on the line for them, as the winner would take all 4 titles to become the unified champion of the world. There's a lot at stake for the 2 fighters, and of course, money is a big factor.
I don't think so. I don't think IBF situation can influence the undisputed anyhow.
First time it's undisputed, yeah?
Yeah.
It's big fight.
Yeah.
4 belt.
4 belts.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's already a lot of drama surrounding how the cash will be split. John Fury, Tyson's dad, weighed in with a fiery update on the whole deal with Usyk. He instructed the Ukrainian to fall in line and accept less cash. Treat Tyson as the great champion he is. Stop trying to be the A-side. Usyk is not Tyson's equal. Damn, that's brutal. Usyk's been told that he isn't worthy of a 50-50 split, and he needs to get his priorities straight or he might not even get the fight. Not gonna lie, that's great motivation for Usyk to fuel up and make the Furies regret their words. But the 2 have already reached an agreement through a social media exchange. Usyk agreed to a 70-30 split, but with some of his own terms. The 2 previously sat down to discuss a 50-50 and a 60-40 split in favor of the winner, but Tyson wasn't up for any of them. He evidently wanted a clear difference in purse between the 2 of them, making sure he walked away with more. And the WBC champion used his influence to his favor. He took to social media demanding a 70-30 split in his favor.
They've had the contract for over a week, still not signed, still a few more excuses they're going to come back with. We'll know more on Monday, I think. The 2 broadcasters are going to meet on Monday, and then we'll know from there.
To add emphasis, he also said that he wouldn't entertain any other offer and would step away otherwise. And much to everyone's surprise, the Ukrainian heavyweight boxer called his bluff. He accepted Fury's conditions, but threw in some of his own. Staying true to his goal of helping his homeland, he stated that the Gypsy King must donate £1 million to the Ukrainian appeal. Besides that, he will also lose 1% of his purse to the Ukrainians for every day he doesn't sign the contract. Fury responded with an X-rated response on his Instagram story and threw a flurry of insults at Usyk, urging him to step in the ring with him. Looks like tempers are already rising. Things have been heating up for quite some time, and all the trash talking has been attracting a lot of hype leading up to the actual match. And if there's one thing I know about Fury, his trash talking makes the front lines in this regard.
He's a big old wood on top like this here, looking for a big right hand and a left hook. He couldn't even do nothing with Joseph Parker, and he's a very, very, very poor man's Tyson Fury.
He recently called Usyk out, saying that his fight for the belt will be in vain and that he'll get thrashed by the 7-foot bear. He also accused him of trying to delay the fight after having the nerve to challenge him. Fury's known for being a staggering 6'9", weighing in over 122 pounds. But while he has his size to his advantage, Usyk has his impeccable footwork and reflexes.
Body shots is going to take really a big toll on Hunter as these rounds get into the championship rounds, because Hunter is not really retaliating back. He's throwing one shot and moving.
And while the Gypsy King makes sure everyone knows what's on his mind, Usyk isn't one to usually do that. So it says a lot when he recently spoke about Fury, trolling him on his infamous speeches. Although he respects Fury, he dissed him, saying that even though he calls himself the King of Kings, no one believes that. He said that he doesn't boast about his skills like his opponent does. Instead, he trains hard and lets his work speak for itself. The 36-year-old also revealed that he planned to outbox Fury for the unification of the belts before he plans his retirement. According to him, both Fury and Usyk need this fight. While talking to The Overlap, he pointed out that it had been over 2 decades since an undisputed champion was announced. And since the titles were currently split between the two, both of them had to face off in the ring for the ultimate title fight. One ultimate showdown to crown either of them as the champion. And after handing Anthony Joshua 2 consecutive defeats, the Cat is amped up for the match. Even though he's been told left and right about how intimidating Fury is, Usyk remains undaunted. The champion believes that he can take on any opponent, even if it's someone as legendary as Tyson Fury. He declared he wasn't afraid of the Gypsy King, and that it would just be like every other fight. It's just a big man who has never lost before against a man who has the WBC belt. Whoa, bold words. The guy is pretty confident in his abilities, and doesn't believe Tyson's size necessarily equates to his power. Going after the title of best heavyweight of all time, he also stated that he plans to take on Deontay Wilder after getting rid of Tyson. Usyk is heavily driven by his country's fight against Russia and has been very vocal in his support for his homeland. And even though he's been in plenty of high-pressure fights before, this one is different. It's winner takes all, and the loser will be left with no titles to his name. Not to mention, this will go down in history as the new heavyweight 4-belt title holder after 2 decades. So even though there's been a lot of talk, the two better double down on their training to ensure they don't go home empty-handed. And that was all about why Usyk really wants to fight Tyson Fury.